Okay, so let us proceed now to our next topic using our PHP. So we're going to discuss the following subtopics under PHP post method. So such as handling form submission using our post in PHP, validating user input sent via post, using post to send multiple text field data, preventing cross-site scripting with post data, and persisting form data after submission using our post. So first, handling form submission using our post in our PHP. So this is my first example. If we're talking post method, so ito yung ating method na ginagamit responsible to get the or retrieve the data from our graphical user interface. So ang user interface natin by using our HTML, and we need to use post method, okay, to get, and this post method send data hidden sa ating tinatawag na browser body using our URL. So how to create an HTML form with text field and submit data using our PHP. Nikat ko lang po siya, but this is now our form. Let us discuss the body of our HTML. So we have here first the term action. So a.php. So dito sa a.php, ito po yung process.php ang nilagay ko po. So we have here action, and this is what you call attribute of our HTML, and this is the value. So in our HTML, this is the where the form data will be sent, and it refers to the PHP file. So once na nilagay po natin siya, like for example, nilagay ko kasi dito process.php. So once naka-process.php dito, ang mangyayari po ay pag-click ko ng submit button or dynamic button, pupunta siya doon sa next page, and the name of our page is process.php. But if the name of our action here is the same name ng ating file, so babalik lang siya sa same page. So ano kaibahan nun pagdating doon sa part na the process.php sa next page? Ibig sabihin nandun po yung code natin ng PHP. So lilipat yung ating browser doon sa next page, or sa load niya yung next page, which is process.php, at doon nakaabang yung ating code ng PHP file, and it refers to dito. So since that kinode ko siya, same file or page, so a.php, dito ko rin siya nilagay. So let us discuss the body. Another attribute of our HTML is what you call method, and the value is equal to post. So let us discuss and understand bakit naka-capital siya, pwede ba siya small letter, and ano ba yung string formatting or value formatting of this post. If we're talking about method, so is equal to post, ensures data is sent securely in the request body, again in the request body, but not visible in the URL. So naka-hide siya. Then another is that, of course, we have our first name and input type text or text box. And another attribute na ginagamit natin sa PHP is what you call our parameter, or parameter name fname. So ito yung value, or this is what you call, of course, is our attribute. So name fname, ito yung ginagamit ng PHP para i-retrieve yung data. So that's the reason why the explanation here is PHP uses this name to retrieve the data. And this one is also unique. Para ma-avoid po yung conflict, dapat pong gagawin po natin, like for example, hindi naman siya case sensitive in naming, but of course better if nasa SQL command na tayo, iwasan natin yung parameter name here, or tinatawag nating value of name attribute ay parehas po sa ating column name sa ating database. So, okay lang nandito sa part na naka-declare siya as variable, same pa rin po ang kanyang method na kukunin sa PHP, pero not dun sa part na same yung database. Okay, so next is that, what is this $sign post? So, ito talaga yung method na gagamitin natin. It stores data that is sent to the server using our HTTP, or stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol post method. So, this is our post method from an HTML form. Siya yung responsible to send the data dun sa request body natin na naka-hide lang siya, or visible, or not visible by using our URL. So another is that the complete $post fname. Of course, ito na yung complete method to get the expected value from our specific graphical user interface or form, and it refers to our here first name text field. So next is that mayroon po tayong tawag ko dito is that global declaration, understanding what type of method to be used. But here, declared always as post. Then again, explain here that if we are using this term post, okay, the main purpose of this method is that to get data from graphical user interface, and of course, naka-hide siya sa request body natin. So, itong ginagamit natin in short to get data from our GUI. So, ano ba yung purpose nito? So, this $_server, so naka-capital pa talaga siya, hindi siya naka-small letter, like our $post, because lahat po ng methods sa ating PHP ay always $ followed by underscore, and always po capital letter palagi yung word, such as yung post or server. So, ito yung value request method natin. Naka-capital din siya, is equal to post. Anong purpose nito? Ensures data is only processed after the submission and nag-act siya as global. Ano ba tong main transaction natin is all about? So, since that button type submit, meron lang akong tinitrigger ko yung isang form, and this one is general, wala naman akong parameter name. So, it means that after sending this, okay, applicable lang yung ganitong method once na wala po tayong parameter name sa button natin. Kasi kapag mayroon, we need to identify the specific parameter or name of our graphical user interface, specifically button, so that alam niya kung ano yung specific na iti-trigger niya sa form. Ayan. So, since that isa lang naman yung example natin, so it is very applicable because after clicking, execute niya. So, this example, I can say that this is not totally secured for the basic example, how to get data. So, for example, the expected output here is hello, and then followed by inputted data from first name, and followed by space, and $ L name. And next line po natin, your email is then yung value inputted using our email text field. So, hindi ako nakasecure dito like input type email, but I am using text. So, explain natin mamaya. Because kahit simple text siya, we can apply the simple method intended to check the validation or validity of our email address. So, meron tayong specific method intended for that. So, after clicking this, again, this pause. So, kung ito po, i-discuss natin, dapat ba nakakapital siya or ito dapat nakakapital siya? So, let us discuss. So, ito yung expected output niya. So, hello, Reno Condes. So, that is what the concatenation or concatenator symbol. So, argument concatenate to our formatting string, concatenate to our argument, concatenate to our formatting string again. And of course, you can insert only HTML inside of our double quote like BR, okay, para ang next output natin mag-display sa next line. So, your email is equal to $email. So, ma-distinguish mo if that is method at the same time assigning variable because of $ followed by underscore followed by word, it means PHP method. And $ followed by name, walang underscore, it means variable. So we all know, ito yung way ng pag-assign natin ng variable. So this fname, siya po yung nag-handle ng kinuha niya, get data from our text field fname, ito po yun. So get data from lname, i-handle niya, and email. So yan po yung ating method ginagamit to get data from our graphical user interface. Ito naman, echo is our output method, and hello, then followed by our formatting string na naka-assign siya para i-handle yung value coming from our $post fname, and etc. So, ito yung output ni text field intended for first name, last name, and email address. After ko nag-type, ito na yung output niya, hello, Reno Condes. So, Reno Condes, and then email address po nandito na tinype ko. Kaya siya sa next line because your email is, ito yon, and then Reno sample at gmail.com. So, here, mayroon akong explanation, or yung specific explanation regarding handling form submission using our post in PHP. Again, if we're talking about $server followed by array symbol, and the value inside is request underscore method. So, sino ba si $_server? So, $_server, $_post, or $_get, tawag sa kanila ay super global array. Minsan single word po ito. Again, super global array ang tawag sa kanila. So, madidistinguish lang natin siya what type of method you're going to use. So, like for example, if that is $server, again, is super global array in PHP that contains information about like headers, like our paths, and request details. So, ginamit natin siya kanina for the request details. And what type of request? Request method is equal to post. So, this value inside of our server dollar sign underscore server is one of its keys. Okay, keys, or yung term dito is keys, but sa HTML it is what you call value, and it tells you which hypertext transfer protocol method was used to access the page. So what particular HTTP method? Dalawa lang siya. We can say that is post or get. So, common value of $sign server request method. Ito yung common. So, get. So, when the form is submitted with method is equal to get, okay, sa HTML po natin, data appears in the URL. Alam naman natin, pag sinasabi natin URL, di ba? So, automatic po makikita po natin yung application na yun. So, dito po sa part ni here, kapag nag-type po tayo dito ng expected output natin. Okay, localhost / for example, we can say basic form A. Okay, so kapag kiniklik ko, dito po siya lumalabas, and this is what you call our localhost URL. So pag once na-submit yung button by using get, dito na lumalabas yung value. Unlike by using our form, na pag nag-type po tayo ay dito po lalabas sa labas. So ito yung first output natin using our post method. Okay, next. So another one is that post when the form is submitted with method attribute is equal to post, data is sent in the request body. Again, request body at not visible, or we can say hidden from the URL. So hindi siya naka-hide if that is the value is equal to get. So $sign server request method in short tells PHP which hypertext transfer protocol method to be used, such as get or post, was used to access the page. So, yan po yung ating explanation. I hope that very clear in how to use our $sign underscore server in manipulating or handling our data using our post and get. So, ang focus natin na ngayon ay post method. Example number 2. So, like what I said, nung na-explain ko sa first example, if you're using general purpose submission like this, okay, so what if sometimes di may iwasan, meron kang 2 or more na form inside of your page. Like for example, this one, repeat ko lang siya, form 1 and form 2. So dito po is that, of course, identify niya na lahat yan ay we're going to use the type of method is post. It means that getting data from graphical user interface and not visible in our URL, and isisend siya sa HTML body. Okay, so anong gagawin natin para may distinguish natin na this button is only applicable lang dito, or here this button is applicable lang dito. So first is that we need to put now the parameter or we can say attribute plus yung key or value, okay, using our button. So button type submit, name is equal to submit 1. So this is now the what you call the value of our parameter name. So if may encounter kayo ng button such as input type submit, okay lang po yun. Pero pag once ito yung concept ginamit natin, so this one is also valid. So if $sign request method is equal to post. So dito bang general purpose submission natin ay all about post method. So understandable naman na kukuha tayo ng data sa graphical user interface. So if I set $sign post submit 1, sino ito si submit 1? Eh ito po siya. So pangalan siya ng first button natin. What happened? So ito po yung kanyang ipa-process. Of course, kukunin niyo yung ating value from ifname, lname, email, at may nag-handle dito at i-execute niya ito. So meron na tayong HTML special cards, or stands for special character, and this is what you call our string manipulation data that responsible to handle these special symbols para hindi po siya madali po mag-create ng unexpected error or hacking during the submission of data, especially kapag mayroon tayong database. So, another one is that, of course, since that global, sa loob nun, nandun yung declaration ng submit. Another one is that if I set is equal to $sign post, so submit, another one is this the button. So, ito naman yung ipi-perform yung form. Okay, so ito naman yung prefer yung form. So since that kinopy-paste ko lang, so bawal magkaparehas dito po yung ating parameter name. Fname, pansin nyo po nilagyan ko ng 1 lahat. Okay, because kahit na HTML siya, sabi na insensitive type, but of course we need to assign pa rin yung unique value ng ating attribute, especially this term name parameter. So, next is that after submitting, same concept, binasa ko lang. But what is the purpose about this word iSet? Okay, so iSet is another method natin, acting like function. Kung napansin niyo po, if iSet, yan, may function method, open and close, responsible to check if talaga bang present siya or na-trigger ba natin siya, like pause submit button. At may value ba siya or hindi. So, kapag sino yung ating na-trigger, like yung itong button, so yun yung ipe-perform niya. So, pag after clicking that, of course, i-visit niya itong form, what type of form, babalik siya sa same page and i-apply niya yung ating method which is equal to post method. So, method post versus method post na capital. So, small and capital. So, HTML attributes values are case insensitive. Ito yung sinasabi ko. And according to the HTML specification, values for certain attributes like method, okay, method. At the same time, type. So, input type like that. So, ito pong value. Yan, method. Ito yung tinutukoy niya. And etc. are not case sensitive. So, kahit small or capital siya, accepted siya. Even though you wrote sometimes post, the browser send it pa din in capital letter. So, may reason yan kung bakit siya still in capital letter. So, ang reason is that because if HTML is not case sensitive, ang PHP naman po ay case sensitive, especially in dealing with methods at the same time pag-handle ng error methods po natin. So, ano siya? Case sensitive. So, that's the reason why like our method $_post, yung sinasabi niyang global array, so still, di ba, nakakapital siya. So, we all know that meron tayong super global array like server, okay, like $_get, $_post. So, always po siya in uppercase. So, ito yung ating example sa form. Once na ito yung nilagyan ko, sinubmit ko, that's the reason why to expect output. Dalawa pong nakikita nyo. But since that ang ating code ay nakadirect doon sa specific application, detection using our iSet and the parameter name of our button, so yun lang yung kanyang i-execute. Sometimes hindi may iwasan sa isang form, marami tayong forms at marami tayong button na i-trigger. So that's the reason why very important to understand how to use the specific iSet or specific method na gagamitin natin in getting the parameter value. So, okay, another explanation. We have here method post again. So, inulit ko siya para mas clear, para mag-remind sa atin. Again, ang ating small value na post at capital letter sa our HTML, since that hindi siya case sensitive or case insensitive, okay, so it means that same pa rin siya, but still, once na nag-work na sa browser, kahit ang gamit natin post or capital letter, pag once nag-send naman siya, siya yung responsible to convert into capital letter. So, kaya meron dito, the browser sends it as capital pa din. So, why is server request method always in uppercase? Ito po yung ating answer. Since that our hypertext transfer protocols, according to the HTTP standard, HTTP specification request for comment or RFC, request for comment RFC 7231 defines request methods such as our get, post, POT, and our $_server and etc. as case-sensitive tokens. And they must be written in uppercase when sent in the HTTP request. So, since that default kasi natin, di ba meron ito yung default sa pag-searching natin and more on data manipulations using our web browser, it is HTTP palagi. So, stated here, according to the HTTP standard, always in uppercase. So, browsers follow these rules. So, they always send POST or uppercase, not post, small letter, or capital P post. So, what is iSet? So, meron ako dito nilagay. So, the iSet function, so since that follow by open and close parentheses, so it refers to our function, acting like function method siya. So, function is used to check whether a variable or any array element like $post name or like our button kanina, nag-i-exist ba siya? And it is not null. So another is that HTML special chars. We all know that na-discuss na natin yung mga string numerical manipulators po natin. So here again, okay, so recall lang natin, the function HTML special char is used to cover a special character into HTML entities. Okay, next. So, palagi po natin kanina in-explain dun sa part na palagi ako may example. Here, na dumadaan muna ako sa if $ server, okay, as general purpose submission. So, what if tinanggal ko to? It is possible. So, it is possible as long as you need to be more specific. So, paano siya na magiging more specific? Like for example, if I set $post submit 1, so ganito po yung magiging output lang niya. Submit 1, so ma-identify niya if present daw ba ito. Okay, like sa explanation ng I set natin, if used to check whether a variable or any array element like $post, okay, so array element natin yung button, nag-i-exist daw siya or null. So tanong, ang submit 1 na array element ba sa $post after clicking nag-i-exist? Pag na-click natin yon, it means that magiging active na siya. So nag-i-exist na yung ating value na submit 1. So magiging true yung kanyang result sa ating condition, since that this is another way of checking if ang array value natin here ay present. So since that is correct, after clicking the submit button, execute niya yung ating transaction here, which is reading of hello string followed by this method again. So again, review natin. HTML char is used to convert special characters. Stated here, convert special characters into our plain HTML entities. Yan. Para ma-avoid po sa hacking, hindi niya ma-execute yung mga special HTML, especially yung JavaScript na very prone talaga siya sa injection ng script. So, magiging plain text na siya. Hindi niya i-execute. So, the expected output here, same pa rin. Nag-input ako ng Reno, Condes, and email is equal to sample@gmail.com. So, let us now compare the $server request method na ginagamit po natin kanina doon is equal to post in getting the data from our graphical user interface compared to iset and $post and followed by our array name. So, button name. So, between how to detect this server request method, the HTTP request type, this one is the whole form submitted via post. Again, whole form siya. Pagdating naman dito kay iset and $_post, okay, specific field or button was sent in the post data. So, ginamit natin kanina is what you call button. So, that is also correct. So, specific. Okay. In terms of use, when you are using this $_server, okay, when you only need to check if the form was submitted. So, that's the reason why ang main description ko ay general po siya, purpose submission. So, again, when you only need to check if the form was submitted. Another is that when you need to detect which button or which field triggered the submission. So, yan ang kanyang kaibahan. So, that's the reason why itong example ko, ito yung common ginagamit ko because I need to check this specific array name. Kung ano yung na-trigger ko, yun ang kanyang execute. Especially kapag marami pong form inside of our pages. So, next, let us proceed to our next topic sa validating user input sent via post. So, na-discuss natin kanina on how to get and read by using our data. To get our data, so by the way, $post, and since that our method here is equal to post, so followed by our key or what you called our value of our parameter name, and of course, this is what you called our assigning variable that responsible to handle the value from $_post fname and etc. So, marami po dito. And then, ito naman yung way, if you want to read the value from GUI, so echo, hello, and followed by our arguments na hinahandle niya, okay, na meron tayong special method na responsible to convert our text into HTML entities or plain text. So, ang question is that, pwede ba itong i-direct? Kasi nagkakaroon tayo ng long method na nag-assign pa tayo ng variable before niya i-read. So, yes po, pwede po siya. Halimbawa, itong post fname, ilalagay natin dito. So, direct po yung ating pag-display and that is also acceptable. Okay? Short method ang ating ginawa. So, now, our next topic is validating user input sent via POS. So may ilan ako nilagay dito, how to validate our user input sent via POS na ginagamitan natin din siya ng iba't ibang methods. So let us proceed. So validating user input sent via POS. What does validation means in our PHP, especially by using this term POS method? Validation is the process of ensuring that user input, meets the required rules before processing, or we can say storing it. When a form is submitted with the POS method, data is sent in our HTTP request or Hypertext Transfer Protocol request body and stored in our PHP super global array, and we are using super global array $_POS, or it is what you call method. So validation ensures the input is not empty. So it means that required field check. The input is in the correct format, or sometimes intended for valid email if we are using simple text field sa pag-input po, kasi meron tayong HTML validation such as if you want to insert email, you need to use input type email. But that is also HTML security, since that front-end siya, pwede ko siyang i-edit at may change ko na yung value doon once after ko ma-submit. But for the security purposes, we need to use JavaScript. At the same time, the PHP also backend security intended for the validation of our data, like this valid email. And also only numbers or specific length of our character. So and also validation ensures the input is safe. So prevents malicious input like our JavaScript injection, para ma-avoid po natin yung destruction of our page at ma-inject yung mga malicious na information na especially na mag-lead into hacking. So what does validation is needed? Okay? So prevent runtime error, expecting numbers but getting text, for example. Improve data integrity, ensures correct data is stored in our database. So protects against security risks like our cross-site scripting or XSS or SQL injection. So why improve data integrity? Kasi sometimes kasi, especially like, for example, meron ka mga special character and then wala siyang error after submitting dun sa database. Akala mo pumasok but hindi pala. Especially may mga names kasi na merong single quote, and that single quote is, we can say, a special character din. So that's the reason why we use HTML special chars. And we need also to use other attributes para at least magiging plain text siya pag once ni-read din natin. And mayroon tayong PHP method na responsible to get those special characters at may send niya ng correct data sa ating database. Like MySQL _real escape string. So pagdating sa database, mag-discuss din natin itong validation ng input na once napapasok siya sa database. So right now, basic lang muna, intended for simple page lang using our form. Of course, we need to provide the feedback. Like for example, you can use the condition checking for the data validation. Then after that, you need now to echo or return the instructions or feedback such as email is invalid. So for example, number one is that for validating user input sent via POS is required field validation. So required field validation such as, for example, wala kang nilagay sa first name, last name. So, ang method is that we need to use the function method empty. So, checking. So, tulad po nito, hindi ko na to binasa. Okay, so inayan ko siya nandito. Nag-direct calling po ako. $post name. And we have here $post. Okay, name. Supposed to be this one is das fname, and lname. So, na-erase ko. So, let us apply kung paano yung sinasabi ko sa inyo. For example, here, we have here, we need to add the condition if empty, mag-trigger po yung ating output. So, if, for example, so, i-remove ko po ito para makita nyo po na pwede pala siya didiretso. So, if empty, okay, so, ito po siyang function method kasi given na yung term, plus dito may lalagay yung data. If empty, then followed by POS. Okay? So, sino yon? Si ating fname. Para mas malinis ang code. Or. So, yan po yung ating or pwede po natin siyang palitan ng word ng or. And another is that empty. And we need to use the sign again and pause. Okay. And lname. So, what happened? Okay. So, mayroon tayong tinatawag kanina doon sa discussion natin na provide us feedback like email is invalid. So, ating first name and last name are required. So, yan ang ating i-echo. So, you can say first name and last name are required. So, save natin. Okay? So, ira-run natin si letter A. Refresh lang natin to kasi pini-change natin. So, maglalagay lang ako sa email address. Okay, first name and last name are required. Okay, so yan. Kapag nilagyan naman natin ng value, hindi na yan lalabas kasi nasatisfied na natin yung ating goal na hindi dapat siya lumalabas ng that kind of feedback at hindi na satisfied yung ating nilagay na condition since na hindi natin na true yung ating if statement. Ayan. So yun ang purpose ng empty natin. So, let us proceed. Okay. So, that's the reason why. So, paki-correct po. This one is that fname and lname. Ayan. Let us proceed po. So, second is that data type and format validation. Sometimes kasi, di ba, by using our text field, sometimes like this email address or integer, because that gamit natin is input type text or text box. So it means that general po siyang graphical user interface for number at the same time for words. So it means that we need to add method. Okay, we need to add a method that responsible to filter and validate our inputted data. So for example, here is that filter validate integer for the number. Like kung meron kang age, nilagay ko lang po ito. Okay, dinagdag ko. So masasabi niya age must be a number since that like for example ang gamit ko input type text. Kasi meron po tayong HTML tag like input type number. So another one's that we're going to discuss the tech term filter bar later on. Another is filter sanitize URL. From the word itself, sanitize or clean. Okay, so ang expected output niya is that this one. So checking if yung ating variable or we can say argument, tama bang ina-handle niyang type of your URL. Ayan. So what about for the email? So filter, validate. So, pwede siyang integer, but this time, validate email. So, siya yung responsible to check the characteristic of email such as meron siyang dot at meron siyang at. So, yan yung kanyang concept. Although, meron tayong input type email, but since that this is a server-side scripting language, ang kaibahan kasi ng HTML at JavaScript, once na nag-view ako ng source, di ba, nakikita ko siya, and then pwede ko siyang palitan. But we can also secure our code using our interpreted language. So like PHP, para pag-run natin, hindi natin siya basta-basta nakikita at mapalitan. So nandito yung kanyang validation. Although, we need JavaScript for adding additional security then. Okay. So that's the reason why after clicking this, so let us try if nag-work nga ba siya. So tingnan natin kung sino itong page na to. Okay. So, wala. Check na lang natin dito. Ayan. So, ang susundan natin, if $sign filter, then filter validate. So, if not filter var. Okay. What next is our email. So, pwede ko siyang i-direct, i-call. So, email. Then followed by comma and filter var email. Check ko validate, sorry. Filter validate. Ayan, email. Mali yung typing ko. Okay. So check natin if that is correct. So we need to add statement. Echo. So, ang instruction natin, this email is email is invalid. Pwede naman ganun. Instruction naman. Save natin. Press natin to. Okay, 21 expected. Okay. Okay, comma. Mali. 2. Okay, save. Okay. First name, last name are required and then email is invalid kasi yan. Okay, so kung meron tayong email, so wala na siya. So ito yung ating email validation. So I hope na naintindihan na natin. So ito yung ating example kanina. Once like for example, manilagay tayo for that email. So what about next? Length and range validation. Ano ba ito? So, diniscuss na natin yung numerical string manipulation. So, ito yung strlen natin that responsible to check the email address or we can use that in our condition such as strlen email less than 5. It means that once that our email ay 4 lang na character, okay? So, kahit na 5 lang nga, okay, hanggang 5, hindi siya magpo-proceed. Lalabas itong word na email must be at least 5 characters. So, at least 5 characters. So, dapat meron akong ditong less than or equal to. So, since pataas yung accepted value. So, ito yung expected output natin. Pag nag-type ako more than, so, ano na siya, magpo-false, kaya hindi na siya mag-execute. So, this one way para po perform natin yung validation for our data, especially kapag may mga required tayong number of characters sa text field natin. Sanitation, cleaning input. So, very important. And na-discuss natin yung method na ginagamit natin. One of that is HTML special characters. Another one, HTML entities like that. HTML special characters or chars or HTML entities. So, yung mga ginagamit natin. So, na-discuss natin yung use niya. Like for example, this one, nag-add ako ng script and to inject hello. Kapag wala yun, without validation, ito yung lalabas. Okay? So, kapag mayroon, gagawin niya into HTML entities plain text. So, meron tayong ina-add pa yung strip tag. Ang purpose naman ito is that to remove the script doon sa ating variable. So, if you want to check, okay? So, let us try. So, tingnan natin meron tayo dito. Wala. Okay. Okay. So, ito try po natin ito. Raise natin. Okay. So, string tags and HTML special character. So, echo. Pwede natin direct yan i-echo. And string tags. Tama ba spelling ko? Okay. Strip tag. Sorry. Stripped. Oops. Okay. So, ilalagay po natin doon sa $_post sa ating fname. Another one, echo HTML special char. Ilalagay natin sa ating post and lname. Okay, save natin. So we're going to refresh this one. So ito yung ating tag. Ayan. Hello. Okay. So, pag submit po natin, kung napansin niyo po yung first output natin sa script, alert hello lang. That's the purpose of our strip tag. So, para at least mas ma-appreciate nyo siya, let us add here, sorry, we're going to add the BR para mag-break new line siya. And para makita nyo po yung kanyang purpose. So again, so nilagay natin yung security sa first name and last name. Let us submit. Okay, so ito po yung unang output. That's the purpose of script tag. Strip tags, kaya strip kasi tatanggalin nyo yung mga HTML tags natin. And we have our HTML character po natin. Okay, HTML, ito po, special characters. So, babasahin nyo po as plain HTML entities po siya. So, what if tinanggal natin? What happened? Para makita nyo po yung sinasabi ko. Okay, remove natin tong method. Okay. So, remove natin. I-echo natin siya. Hindi ko lang ni-remove yung parentheses. Okay. What happened? So, yan po yung nakikita nyo po. So, gumagana siya. Na supposed to be that at hindi. Nakaka-distract siya ng page during our design. And possible kapag advanced na siya, may possibilidad na possible siya maging way ng cross-site scripting injection and SQL injection. Okay, so ito yung pangalawa. Okay, before magwala. So, yan yung ating reason kung bakit we need to perform the sanitation or cleaning input sa data validation. So, that's the reason why naging part siya ng discussion po natin so that we can understand since that we already discussed the string manipulation. So, kung hindi pa ninyo alam, so please review about different types ng data manipulation using our string method, string manipulation method, numerical method at the same time for validation type of method is, and of course, and also for the arrays functions. So, yan. Next natin. So again, let us recall the meaning and application of our methods na nilagay natin doon sa ating code. So again, if we are talking about empty function, so this is our empty function checks whether a variable has a value or not. Okay, or we can say not only that value or not, but of course if that is present, okay, or na-trigger ba natin. Another is that filter underscore var function is used to validate or sanitize. Kaya may kasama palagi siyang, for example, if that is intended for email or yung input natin yung number or ang format man niya ay naka-URL. So it takes a variable and a filtered type such as our email, URL, an integer and returns the filtered result. Again, filtered result. It checks, validates or clean or sanitizes user input to make sure it's safe and in the right format. That's the purpose of our filter var. So sa dulo niya, you need to indicate anong klaseng filtering ang gagawin mo. Another is the strip tags function, remove all HTML. So stated here, remove all HTML and PHP tags from a string, leaving only plain text. So meron ako ulit a simple reminder, like for example here, h1 hello and script, okay, world. So the expected output is that hello, ito yon. So we have the term alert and hi and semicolon and world. So niremove niya yung kanyang script para hindi ma-trigger siya. That's the purpose of our strip tags method. So next, for the validating user input sent via POST, best practices for POST validation. So for best practices for POST or POST validation method, kapag itong gamit natin, always use iset before accessing at the same time $post variable to avoid undefined index errors. Another, combine server-side validation of our PHP with client-side validation JavaScript for better user experience. So for front-end and back-end securities or validation. And we need to use PHP filters such as filter var, filter input for common validation like our email, URL, and number. Since that, nagamitan natin yung filter var. So siya yung responsible to distinguish or identify the specific what type of data validation you're going to perform if you're using plain HTML text field. Okay? So like what I said, partner niya nito doon si like checking our email, number, and URL. Never trust user input. Okay? For validating, this one is reminder. Always validate before using in database. queries or displaying in HTML. So it serves as a reminder. Since wala pa tayong doon sa database, always validate before using in database queries so that ma-realign mo yung expected value pagdating doon sa ating database. So front end is very crucial. So that's the reason why marami ditong vulnerabilities pag once hindi po tayo aware about sa data validation. Kung talagang open for all, lahat na pwede ko i-inject at possible mag-perform at nag-store sa database and pag-retrieve, pwedeng mag-perform ng mga mas lalang scripting, nakakasira ng page at ng system po natin. So, never trust user input. Always perform validation and security. So, next is using POS to send multiple text field data. So, doon pa lang sa ating example po kanina, kaya hindi natin siya masyadong i-elaborate kasi na-discuss na natin yung multiple text field data. But let us discuss. May part lang akong gustong i-emphasize po dito. So, how POS work with multiple fields? When you create an HTML form with multiple text field and submit it with method equal to POS, the browser package the data into HTTP request body as key value pairs. So, mayroon akong term doon. Okay, name attribute talagang tawag sa kanya. Yung value na nilagay po natin such as fname is what you called our key. Yung value, yun ang tawag dun sa text entered by the user, yung tinatype na natin. So pag sinabi ko, ano bang key dyan? So it means referring to the value of parameter name dun sa ating declaration sa HTML, but not referring to our inputted value during the execution of our program or page. Okay, so PHP script to handle multiple fields, again stated here, kaya tinatawag ko siyang global declaration in controlling the specific request type of method such as POS or GET. Yun yung pinaka-common natin. So, dapat ito yung isa sa mga ating need i-perform. Okay, so again, name attribute, yung tawag sa value doon, like for example, this fname is what you call key, and yung ini-input ng user during the execution of output is what you call value, the text entered by the user. Next is that, let us discuss another technical terms, how POS work with multiple field. So again, this term method POS send for data HTTP request body, like what I said kanina, kahit naka-small letter siya, isi-send pa rin siya ni web browser na naka-capital letter siya. But if you're using POS again, not visible in the URL. So ganito po siya mag-work sa multiple fields by using our POS method. Name attribute defines the key of the $sign POS. Ito yung kinukuha niya kung ano yung value ng ating key. Okay, using our super global array. So ito yun, $sign POS. Without name, the field won't be sent. This line, server request method checks that the form was submitted generally using our POS before accessing our $sign POS value. Okay? So ito yung nag-work as global talaga natin that responsible to check the whole form if you're using POS method. So another one is that $sign POS and array, a super global associative array that maps input name attributes to our submitted values. So data handling. Each text field is stored as $sign POS and of course followed by our key name or key value. So here, field name. So in terms of security, use HTML characters in terms of doing this multiple field, okay? Pag nag-work tayo, and you can use strip tags to prevent our XSS attacks or cross-site script attack natin para at least ma-avoid natin yung ganung klaseng injection. Okay, so yan po yung ating tips. Next is how to prevent the cross-site script. So since na-discuss natin kanina, so at least kanina stated na before tayo mag-discuss nito, nandun na yung sagot, but of course, let us check. So what is XSS or cross-site scripting na tinatawag natin? So XSS or cross-site scripting is a web security vulnerability where attackers inject malicious script, usually JavaScript, into web pages viewed by the users. In our PHP form, this usually happens if you display POS data directly without cleaning it or sanitizing it. For example, nadali na natin tong part na to, na-inject ako ng hello. So if you choose directly, this script runs in the victim's browser. Lumalabas yung pop-up kanina. Okay? So yan yung ating how to preventing the cross-site scripting or XSS. So, ito yung ating example without that at nag-run tayo, no security, nagpa-pop up siya. So, Reno Condes. So, since that sa ating echo, we don't have the method na ginagamit intended to sanitize our XSS. So, to do that again, let us recall. So, we need to use the HTML special characters or strip tags to clean our inputted data para ma-avoid natin yung malicious injection using our XSS. So the main defense, escape or sanitize output before rendering. Okay, using HTML characters, convert special characters. Lahat ng yon into HTML entities, magiging plain text na siya. So they are displayed as text instead of being executed. Okay, kung ayaw mo naman siya mag-display na may ganon, you need now to use strip tags para mawala yon. Okay. So, preventing cross-site again, input validation. So, for example, you need to do this again for validation in preventing our cross-site. We need to use filter variables so that we can identify that our inputted data may be email, URL, or number. Or we can say preg match if, like for example, if our data, meron siya mga ganitong symbol, so only letters and spaces allowed. So, A to Z ulit, at itong symbol, yun lang yung allowed. So, if you're going to make your inputted value more strict po siya. So, yan. So, ito yung ating allowed match lang siya. Small A to Z, okay? And capital A to Z, ito yung ating na-expect value. And of course, and spaces allowed. So, since that we have that space after. So, ito yung ating value na pwede. Yan. Next. So, complete, okay? Complete example save PHP form. So, in preventing our cross-site scripting, you need to complete example save, complete example, or we can say save PHP form, such as, ito yung sasabi niya, HTML special character, but we need to add specific pa na security like end quotes and UTF-8. So, may explanation po ito. Ito naman common to kahit sa HTML. Reading the Unicode transformation format 8-bit, it means that itong UTF-8 natin, it is character encoding system used to represent text in computers. Ito naman yung common. Meron po siyang, ang ASCII natin, meron siyang 140,000 symbols. Pero si ASCII code natin, okay, can be far beyond the ASCII code. So, mas marami pa siyang nare-recognize if you're going to declare sa HTML natin, especially sa ating PHP or reading, kapag na-encounter natin yung mga special characters na yun and natawag natin yung UTF, i-allow niya, i-accept niya, and kapag sa reading, so magi-display din siya. But what is this end quotes, okay, after ng ating argument? So, bakit nandyan din siya? Encode flag is option. You must, again, option, you pass to HTML characters. Ginagamit ko siya common sa ating HTML entities. So, from the word itself, entities, okay, for our characters, pwede kang gumamit ng special characters or entities. So, it tells PHP how to convert codes into plain text or HTML entities para hindi siya mag-execute. So, end quotes ensure that both single and double quotes are converted into safe HTML entities para at least, ito yung sabi ko sa inyo pag once na pumapasok sa database without this, sometimes, or pag nag-read tayo, in-execute niya na, okay, part of command, at may posibilidad na hindi mag-read or mag-create siya ng error. So, make your application more secure against our cross XSS when displaying post data. Okay, so kaya nag-add pa ako ng special character, but of course, pwede na itong enough na to, but more complete and secured in preventing our XSS kapag meron ka pang additional na restricted input na format na nilalagay. So, best practices against XSS, again, always escape output using our HTML special character, validate input such as our email number, specific format by using our specific method din para doon kanina na na-discuss natin. Sanitize input. If you need to allow HTML but strip dangerous tags. Store raw input in database if needed but escape when displaying use properly by using our echo content security policy or CSP headers for extra protection. So you need to use proper content security policy. So next is persisting form data after submission using POST. So ito naman, we need to discuss, like for example, sometimes that after sending, nagkamali pala ng data, nawawala yung mga data natin. What if medyo madami yung data? Di ba? Kapag inuulit mo siya, very applicable pag, like for example, sa mga nag-create ng mga basic information like sa enrollment system. Okay? Para at least hindi mahirap. At the same time, kapag mayroon kang unsuccessful transaction or because of validation, so pwede mo pang balikan ulit. Okay, kapag hindi nag-save sa database, nandyan pa rin siya. That's the reason why the term is persisting form data after submission using our POS. So, what does persisting form data means? When a user submits a form using the POS method, the page often reloads or redirect at nawawala na yung content. So, insert that empty. Maging empty na siya. The form might show errors, so we need to insert the specific method intended for this. Without persistence, the user would need to retype everything again, and persisting form data means keeping the user's previously entered values visible in the form fields after submission, so they don't lose their input. Nandyan pa rin siya. So why it is important? So in our user experience, when narinig yung UX, prevents frustration by saving time and effort. Kasi kapag sobrang dami yon, nandyan pa rin siya. Else, uulit ka na naman sobrang sakit sa ulo. Okay? So, validation feedback allows user to correct mistakes without starting over. Okay? And once na-save mo na siya, gusto mo pala palitan, ang next move niya is update because mayroong spelling siya. So, at least, validation feedback is that very important. At least nakikita mo siya and then you can correct ahead. Professional web form, essential in login, sign up, check out, or survey form. Para at least pag maraming data, hindi ka na paulit-ulit magre-retype. For example, so how to do that? Meron po tayong specific syntax na ginagamit and it refers to iset. We all know that iset is that checking if our super global array declared ay kumbaga present siya. So ito yung syntax niya. May explanation ako mamaya dito doon kung bakit siya mayroong question mark. Ano tawag dito? So, echo, iset, ito yung nag-check if mayroon ba siyang laman. Kung wala, ang lalagay niya, may mapapansin kayo dito sa dulo is that yung open and close single quote, it means that mag-leave siya as empty. Okay? Kung walang laman. Pero kung mayroon, babasahin niya yung content. Ito naman yon. That's the reason why separated by this colon. Okay? So, ito yung ating way ng method sa reading. Pag once after submitting, nagbasa, nandyan pa rin po yung Reno and Condes. Pag may mali, at least pwede mo siyang i-update yung value if you want, as long as ito yung kanyang code. Okay? Allow me to explain. So, how to persist form data with POS in PHP. Itong nakita niyong iset, that is in POS fname, responsible to check if the field exists. Yan naman palagi ang purpose ni iset. Kaya tina-check niya, echo, if nag-exist nga ba itong value to parameter. Wala pa naman tayong tinaypa. Okay, so after po clicking, okay, sinasabit niya sa ating web browser po na naka-hide lang. So, pag hindi pa natin siya in-execute, wala pa siya. So, ang output niya magiging empty. So, that's the reason may question mark. Okay, so present pa siya. Pag hindi, empty. Pag yes, reading ng ating argument. So, itong line, buong line na yan, if it is exist, show the safe value. Otherwise, show an empty string because of this opening and closing quotation at the end. So that's the reason why safe, sinasabi niyang show the safe value because of our HTML, may nilagay tayo na special chars or character. So persisting for data after submission with POS means redisplaying user input in the form field after page reloads. This improved usability helps with validation, feedback, and avoid forcing users to re-enter data again. It is achieved by repopulating the value attributes of fields with value from $_post method natin, or we can say super global array natin using post, while securing them with our special method HTML special characters. So again, here the short version example, if you want to change yung kanina yung ganon, ito po yung kanyang short version. So sinama ko talaga to para at least mas madali siya maintindihan. Say, checking if nag-exist siya, nag-exist nga ba siya, that's the question mark. Pag yes, ito yung i-display niya. Pag wala, ito yung sa dulo, separated by this Okay? Kaya ito yung i-display niya is equal to empty. Or you can use the sort method, same approach pa rin siya. Ayan. So, for the summary, handling form submission with POS, it refers to our basic input collection. Validating and sanitizing input ensures correctness and safety, and handling multiple fields is managing several text inputs, and preventing security issues protect against our XSS attacks, especially it refers to our JavaScript attack, persisting data, keep user input after submission. So, ito yung ating first discussion. Hindi lang siya more on basic application. So, ang wala dito sa ating PPT is that, alam ko itatanong nyo is that, sir, more on text yung example nyo and display. Paano naman if that is number? So, allow me to change this application so that during your activities, magagawa nyo na siya. So, i-change natin siya. Mag-direct po akong bigay example. For example, first number. Okay, first number. Gagawin po natin itong second number. Second number. Okay, erase natin to. Hindi natin kailangan. Okay, submit input type. So, we're going now to add name here. SBTN. And palitan natin ang pangalan. Compute. Okay. So, refresh natin para makita nyo siya. So, yan ang kailangan natin. Pag click ko ng compute button, lalabas po dapat yung sum or difference niya. And how? So, since that meron na akong SBTN, i-change ko into concept ni $sign if I set, if nag-exist siya, checking. Okay? So, $sign post. Ayan. So, gagamit tayo ng iSet function or function method na tinatawag ko. So, so that we can check after clicking, nag-exist nga ba siya behind. Okay. Ganun lang. Para this makes it. So, may na-erase ako na isa. Capital letter. Post. Sorry. Ayan. If I set $sign and nawala yung $sign. Sorry. Okay, so if I set $sign post and this is not post, name of our button SBTN. Okay, so kapag nag-exist daw siya, anong gagawin natin? Pwede po tayo mag-direct po perform ng computation such as, for example, echo. Okay, $sign post kasi number naman siya. So, gagawin natin itong N1, N2. Okay, here is N and 2. So, N1 plus $sign. Gamit tayo ng sort method. Pwede yun. N2. Okay, kung gusto po natin, meron tayo ditong formatting string, sum, concatenate. Let us refresh and check the output. So, 45, 5, supposed to be. Okay, identifying variable $sign post. Okay, wala akong letter T. Okay, so at least nakikita nyo paano pag may error. Check nyo lang kung anong line. Makikita nyo, may check nyo din naman siya. So, 45 and 5. So, sum is 50. So, yan po, nakikita po natin. And pwede po tayo mag-insert ng another formula, like echo. Pag next line, maglalagay po tayo dito ng BR. Okay, so we can say, ang difference. Okay, pwede natin kopyahin para mabilis. At ima-minus natin. Okay. So, naka-state naman dito kung paano siya gagawin. Ayan, napipicture out ko na kung paano yung ating computation. Since that, again, the main purpose of this $sign post super global array, or we can say post method. Okay, like what I said, if that is always $sign followed by underscore and then term is what you call our method. And this another term is super global array declaration. But the main purpose of this is to get the value from our text field, kung ano po yung specific na key. So this is our key and key. So this is our name attribute and key tawag dito. At yun yung ina-absorb natin. So let us run or check. Okay, so 45 and 5. So sum 50, difference, okay, is equal to 40. So ganun lang pong mag-compute because we need to discuss this during your graded activity. May nakalagay doon na gagawin nyo and meron siyang mathematical computation. So tapos na natin i-discuss. I hope na nag-gets po ninyo kung paano po mag-perform by using our dollar sign, underscore, pause, at iba pa mga technical terminologies. And we are going to adapt again yung string manipulation sa GUI and be ready. Okay, so yun lang and thank you and God bless.